Well, you sound kind of raring to go today. I've been famous for making people slow down and do dissolving first. But let's just go into our circles. Let's just go into our circles today. So we're going to do our circles and then our basic gait. We'll dissolve at the end if we're in the mood. So it'll be just a reversal of what we've been doing the last half dozen times or so. However, we always attenuate to and adjust the posture. So we're going to go ahead and put the feet parallel to one another. Toes feel like they're rounding in. You can see these outside edges here, nice and straight. Good. And my knees are right over the feet, avoiding this or this. Mila and I did get an early start. We chased the fly out of here already and closed the door. So Mila was really going for it. Now I think she's a little bummed, but she's relaxing. So knees over the feet. And you can see that's a continuation of this alignment, the hip. So have the feet as wide as the hips or as wide as the shoulders. Anywhere in this range is fine. And then once you put that in the perfect shape, you relax. You let the legs relax. And for me personally, my left leg does not feel the same as my right leg, ever. So I still notice that, but to the best of my ability, I make them the same. They're mirror images. So that brings us to the sitting points, and I just want to ducktail, have my tailbone sticking out so the back is curved. Now I straighten my tailbone so the lower back is straight. And when I go ahead and do the wrapping and really round it, now the back is rounded like a tortoise. Now it's straight. And this is what we try to avoid, is arching the lower back into pressure. You can feel that right away. So do the Goldilocks routine and just find a place where your tailbone, right, not sticking up, not artificially, right, tucked under, just so it's moving towards straight through the lower back. And you can see when I stand, there's a significant bend in the knee, but I'm not advancing it past my toes. I really want a feeling of sitting down. You're sitting down, so guess what? You should be able to manifest that pretty easily. But you never know, because people do manage to do this all the time, or this when they're sitting. So again, it's general straightness without tension. So that takes care of the lower back, hips. Now we're coming to the, if I was coming up the spine, you know, we're opposite of this hand right here, opposite on the spine. When I wrap, when I give that hug or hold the beach ball, that's adjusting the mid-spine. You feel the shoulder blades separate. It's important to have the shoulder blades not only separate, but relax downward. So if you could look through me, the shoulder blades would be moving like that. So you see the shoulder itself drop and then move away from the body a little bit, creating space under the arm. Chest is soft coming in, the bird nest area, the soft indentation manifests on both sides. Exact opposite of Western posture where they thrust that area forward. So all this happens through mid, torso, shoulder, and then you come up into the neck and head. And again, it's best if I turn sideways so you can see. There's 3 adjustments here. Chin. A lot of people have this habit in life, looking this way these days now. So the chin drops. What you want to feel at the base of the skull, right, is that opening, the decompression between that last vertebrae and the base of the skull. There you are over there. Yeah. Now be careful, because sometimes people pull down on that real hard. So it's just relaxing, it drops. Then you put the index finger here and move the head back so that the neck straightens and the vertebrae separate a little bit. So often with the head forward, the vertebrae are like that, and I just want to straighten them and open them. The third adjustment is floating the head up gently. And there's lots of ways to achieve that. the feeling is as if I were a janitor with a pack of paper towels and I was balancing them on my head. This is not a good thing to balance on your head, but you get the idea. Where's my cup? The cups work real good. See, there we go. Yeah. See, so I'm carrying that on my head, you know, and you should be able to move around easy with that. Stay there, you know. Good. So all that. Then we go into our circles. So posture first. I'll tell you what, let's make breathing second. After you do all your adjustments, put your hands here, start breathing low in the abdomen. So the stomach area is expanding and contracting. If you interlace your fingers gently, Chinese finger trap style, and then put them on the abdomen gently, you literally will pull those fingers apart if that area is expanding. So you can see here, literally expanding, literally contracting. It's alive down there. Yes. Good. That's chamber 1. Chamber 2, the lower back kidney area should also be expanding and contracting. That's a little tougher to get. And then chamber 3 for breathing is between the shoulder blades. So 1, 2, and 3 all inflate, and the chest relaxes and stays basically still. Good. Once you have that going, then we start our motion. We're going to go into our circles, right? So we're going to wash our hands in a circular manner, feeling the friction, just feeling the friction on the palms, how easy it is. Relax as you do it. Then rub the back of the hands. Wake up those sleepy nerves on the back of the hand. This is my favorite one because it really wakes up quickly. You really feel it change. Yeah. Then the third ingredient is wiggle the hands, jiggle the hands, shake loose any tension. Just as if you were attempting to shake water droplets off the ends of your fingers. Good. And you'll feel, of course, the tingling now, the relaxation of the hands, and they're much more sensitive and alive. Warmer usually too. So those are the feelings we're going for, not tiredness, stress, tension. Get rid of those things. So let your hands float down, let them rest on the thighs, elbows drop down. Still a little feeling of space under the arm. So I don't want you to go into this. People do this all the time, you know, closing up. You're opening the body. Yeah. So double check the head alignment. In other words, chin drops, feeling the opening at the occiput, the base of the skull. Usher the head back a little bit and then float it up. That should be, at this point in time, a big difference for everybody, even though you don't see things change a lot. Certainly feels different in the neck, should feel different all the way down the spine. Take a breath. Exhale. Now I circle gently. Usually find some tension up there. And we just let it be a small circle. I'm going to make it a little smaller, a little slower. Oh, that feels better. Still getting the job done, actually doing a better job of it. Reverse directions once in a while. And make sure you're not holding your breath. Keep that breath coming and going. Now pause, let the chin come all the way down to the chest or close, and pushing gently against the balls of the feet. So you start a ripple through the body, which culminates in the rising of the chin. And then exhale and let it fall. Should literally feel like a wave coming underneath a boat and lifting it, and the energy of the wave continues on, and the boat, our head in this case, dropping down. So that gradual feeling of a wave arriving and departing. And let's go into those shoulders now. Since your left shoulder's tight, follow its range of motion. Don't make it too big. But like if one shoulder's tight and the other one's fine, you have to define the motion by the tight shoulder. So you make it smaller. Make the right shoulder smaller if the left shoulder is giving you trouble. And vice versa, of course. Good. So what I don't want to do, if I had a troublesome right shoulder, let's say, my left shoulder's fine, I don't want to be doing the exercise like this. This side's going great and the trouble side is doing a little. See, no. We make the good side slow down and follow, because you even want to put the mind into the left shoulder and all that, if that's the one that's bothering you, so that make sure you're getting energy to go through there and move. If energy just stacks up there, that can lead to inflammation, so it's a matter of moving. Notice my hands, you can see the palms as I rotate the shoulder and circle the shoulder. You see the back of the hand, side of the hand, palm of the hand. Let that liquidity, if you will, that looseness, that flow come into the shoulder. And then reach away. Right? Which is not really the correct way to think about it. Go ahead and exhale, bring them down. Just feel like someone put an air hose on your belly button and you're inflating. I want your intention and the feeling of pressure and the opening to come from the center. Again, like your arms are riding that wave. Bring them forward a little, make sure you're wrapping, and then rotate in the shoulder and make sure the shoulder blade's moving as well. Don't work too hard, keep it smooth. Try to invite back in that energetic, pleasant feeling. The way you hunt for these things is very important. So if I'm trying to open an area and make it feel better, it's important not to start working like this, you see, right? So, I mean, it'd be like if you were a hunter and you went out in the woods with your shotgun and started yelling for the deer, you know? Hey deer, hey deer. Well, you're not going to shoot many deer that day because they're all going to run away, see? So the way you look for these things is important. So if I want ease and energy and fluidity and comfort, I must do it in that fashion. It's not like weightlifting where you beat the hell out of it and then 2 days later it feels better and stronger. What happens at some point is you keep beating the hell out of it and it quits coming back, you know. So think rejuvenation. Matter of fact, this set that I teach you, I call it the basic Qigong. There's one after it called rejuvenation, 8 different exercises. So we could go in that direction in the future too. But anyway, after the neck and shoulder, adjust your mind into the center and start to circle, just as if your head was a piece of chalk and you're drawing a circle on the ceiling. It should be a real circle, so that all this area, this belt waist area, is equally stimulated and relaxed. Good. And then reverse. Your breath, of course, inhaling for half the circle, exhaling for the other half. Good. And then reverse when you feel like it. And if you never feel like it, then go ahead and reverse now, right? Okay, good. You got everybody covered. Got everybody covered on that one. Okay, good, good. Nice. Now into the hip area, right? So I turn to the right so that my left leg is in front of me. I extend it gently. Keep the knee bent and pull the toe back, not too much. About 70%. Back and forth at the top of the femur. Good. Most of my weight's on the right side, if not all of it. So this left leg is easy to move. No tension in the hip or top of the femur. So I can really get in there and start to lubricate it, get the circulation to improve, tissues to relax, stretch, close. Yeah, a spiraling feeling coming into the tissues all around this area. Just like my arm is doing, a twisting feeling that I feel up in this area. Same for the hip. Good. Should feel good. Should feel like it's improving. At a certain point, it feels like, you know, it's not going to really improve much more right now. Leave it and go to the other side, right? The idea is to do it every day, see it improve that way, a little every day, instead of trying to get it to improve a lot at one time. I guarantee you it did not get into its present condition, whatever it is, in one day, right? Good or bad. Let's go to the knee now. Circle. I guess I feel like I got to tell that story because when I was younger, I remember making a conscious decision. I felt that the skateboards were too risky. Plus back then they were really crummy. Remember how we used to make them out of 2x4s and those skate wheels? Those skates that you used to put on your shoes. Yeah, you split one of those and put it on a 2x4. That's a skateboard? I don't think so. But I always knew that was going to be trouble. I said, nah, not for me. And then my friend had a Honda 50 or whatever it was, 70, little motorcycle, right? And we're kids, no driver's license yet, but he's got a motorcycle, you know, and he's pretty good on it. And I've never ridden one, and he says, you want to try? And I say, sure. So I got on there, and I go around the backyard, and come around the corner and panic. Don't remember how to stop, and just drive right into the tool shed. Boom, just right. So I didn't get hurt, but I got off and said, you know, I think I'm going to leave these alone as well. So there was two things I decided never to do in my life. One was skateboarding and one was motorcycles. And if I'd done motorcycles, I probably wouldn't be here. No, yeah. And yesterday reminded me if I'd done skateboarding, it probably would have been like, you know, okay, do circles. And now this side's like, do circles, right? So count your blessings. Look at all the stuff that didn't happen to you, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah, really, you know. Good, I like that, that's good. Oh, you know what? I'll tell you the truth, this is really weird, looking back on this now. The other one was football. I never liked it as a kid, but in high school, wow, that was the big deal, see, so I was on the track team, and they kept after me to go out for football. I never wanted to. But they got to me eventually. One day I went over there and said, hey, is there any chance that I could maybe give it a try? And they were like, sure. I said, would I still be able to run in that track meet? You know, no. So I said, well, never mind. I'll stick, yeah. Because they want you to be a fanatic. They want you to be 100% dedicated to this one thing. And, you know. School should be balanced. Yeah. Give you a taste of all these different things. But somehow football got to the top of the heap, and it's, you know, it's ridiculous. They should just have dogs at school. That would balance everything out. See, there's one side to the dog, and there's another side. I don't know if I got all the pieces, but we got most of them, I think, on the circles. What do you think there, big dog, huh? Good baby. You want to say hello to everybody? Come on! Woo! There's Mila. Good. Yeah. Oh, what a good baby. Okay. That's our... There she is. Good dogger. Okay. Alright, so let's go for that basic 8 now. I'll be attempting to do both. Start in a sitting position, go to standing. But that'll probably, let's see what happens in anyway. I always say that, and then something else happens. So, first one, lung, large intestine. You literally want to feel this wrapping feeling for the lung area happening in the legs as well. So it's hard to do, to get a wrapping feeling through here, right? Yeah. But just do your best. The thought is what counts, literally. Without thinking about it, you'll never get there. And so just start by thinking about it, and if you're not there, you'll get there eventually. But you can see I'll act it out. See kind of a feeling like there, all wrapping through the entire torso, including the abdomen, knees here. Now we just tuck tailbone, drop chin, and wrap even more. And exhale, come down. Tuck tailbone, drop chin, lengthening upward. Inhaling. Shoulders set, they drop. They separate, and everything relaxes down. A feeling of this entire field of energy dropping through my body, around my body. There you go. Rotate the shoulder here, see? Sneak behind. Backs of the hands on the base of the spine. Inhaling upward, hold the breath, squeeze. Exhale, releasing. Backs of the hands on the ribs, pushing in gently. Spin. Come out. Good. Lean forward, close the hands. And we've gone over some of the variations of this move, so just do whichever version you've learned and like the best. You know, we use FaceTime on this call. I wonder if we should use Zoom instead or something. I won't worry. I'm not going to worry about telecommunications right now. We'll just do our Qigong. See how my mind wants to sneak away and worry about something else? So we're just not going to let that happen. Good. Yeah, I think you have an hour maybe or something like that. Yeah, what you can do is just hang up and start a new meeting and you get another hour or whatever. Yeah. And that's the free version. If you pay the money version, you can stay on, I guess you can stay on there the rest of your life if you want. So that's, yeah. People are actively working on that, I'm sure. Yes. In and sink. I'm going to do a couple standing here now. Make sure I move the ceiling fan out of the way. Okay. Sitting down, squeezing that lower abdomen. Sitting down, feeling like there's a chair behind me, my butt's heading that way, see? So it's not the knees coming, not my knees coming forward, body comes forward, my butt goes back, just like I'm gonna sit. Start to sit on a chair behind me, yeah. Now, the fact you're already sitting down does not negate that. You'll still feel this tucking of the pelvis, right? So you might actually wind up almost like a wheel turning. Your body might move back in the chair a little bit, see? Yeah. The other version we do is leaning forward right at the quad and then coming back. That's fine too. I'd say play with both of them, honestly. Not at the same time. Yes, okay. Come around. What am I doing? Oh yeah. I almost start doing my Tai Chi there. Okay, yeah. Almost. let's go to the archer, huh? Boy, I gotta look out the window. Okay. Somebody's cooking something. Somebody's cooking something next door. This smells good. Oh my God. Wrapping. Fist with one hand right here. My neighbors have been gone a lot. I think they've got some kind of deal going with their in-laws to watch the kids during the virus or something, you know. So they got a weird schedule going. So I'm smelling this food and I'm like, oh boy, maybe I'm hallucinating because there's nobody home. But now that I can see there's a car there. So. And what's the number one ingredient of this story? The fact that I'm hungry, right? Yes. That's where all this is coming from. So we're working on the stomach spleen area right now. As I roll over, put all the weight on this side of my rear end and turn and tip. Yeah, and come back. Good. Keep it soft. Just as if you're made out of cement and you're turning into jello. You want a soft feeling coming with this. Okay. Let's go to number 3, gorilla. Opening, keeping the knees over the feet. Wrapping, kind of like almost a, what we call it, vertical wrapping, you know? We do this wrapping, it's like a hug. This one is kind of this way. So there's a roundness here. Your elbow's far away, almost like a log is there, you know, stretched out this way. Yeah, there you go. And then the hands are way down in front of the dantian. So obviously we call this one the gorilla, right? You got a gorilla feeling to it. And then inhale, come up from through the intestine, heart, and open laterally the intestine and heart areas. Then relax down the center channel through the heart and intestine and come back to starting point. Flow up, open, exhaling down. This is a basic set, and you know, a lot of times we're not being too fussy about some of the things, but over time we address them all. And I think today what we want to look at is simply this. It's not really pulling your shoulders up here, you know. If I turn around, you can see the shoulder blade actually is dropping down. You see that? And the shoulder's going down, right? So it's this position. It's linked from here through the shoulder blade down to the torso into the ground. This breaks apart, see? All the pieces are flying off in different directions. So like when you do a whip, you know, you move the handle, and then when you pull back on the thing, that sends the wave through the whip, right? It's whack, whack. So this down causes the up here. So with the shoulder blade going down, this is almost like the leverage point. You'll see this drop as well. See that? So the shoulder blade drops and moves out, and from that position, you cannot reach up very high. It'll stop because the material is fully stretched. So that's what we're looking for today. And if you've been doing it this way for a while, pulling them up and down, well, that doesn't hurt you, but that's not the high quality Qigong, right? So this wave feeling You know, once it's loaded, I let go. See? Let go. Right? So there's a downward. Can you see the downward and outward? And then that pivot point stays there, see? Now my mind can extend way up here and come down through the meridians, no problem. There. So now you feel that you hit your limits here, right? And you can feel the pulling from the top of your head through your body, right? And as you come down, you can feel the pressure go from the top down. Yeah. Is that helpful? Is that easy to understand? Because it's tricky. So you're learning to use a different leverage point in the body. And tipping in the direction of Tai Chi, you know, neutralizing a force and dispatching an assailant. Just like any leverage point, you can use a good one or a bad one, you know. Good, nice. So now we're going to reverse the process, close the hands, gorilla position, pulling those shoulder blades down, shoulders drop. I only get about to here, open, and then the mind is dropping through that whole body and surrounding area. Inhale on the way up. Exhale down. And when you start playing that way, you're going to feel the opportunity to separate those vertebrae and pull the bones apart. You know, you can just feel the lengthening from head to toe, opening, and then the relaxing. Gentle squeeze here, up. Good. Make sure the legs are oscillating in and out, moving from the top here, okay? Good. Number whatever it is, 4. Number 4, starfish, same thing. This, not so much jamming the shoulders up to your ears, is letting that, good. See shoulders drop. Good. Now on this one with the breath, remember we inhale kind of halfway up into the chest. Open, hold our breath, and push that pressure down into the kidney bladder area. Good. See, now I pull my shoulders up that time, and just if you do that, make sure they go back down. It's kind of a joke, but it's kind of not, because a lot of people spend their life with their shoulders so up here somewhere, you know? And then we see sometimes people get older and they have a habit, like if they got a sore knee or a sore lower back, they try to pull themselves out of that area, and then they're walking around like this, you know, because their knee is sore, see? So that won't solve the problem. You got to let all that go. And then start to realign the pieces, and you'll get rid of those pains, you know. But hey, it's a valiant attempt, you know, it makes sense. it just doesn't work, is the problem. Yeah. So wrapping now, and just look at your palms, stay wrapped, but just bring the hands, palms up closer to you. As I shift to one side, I turn to the other. Let the hands unfurl, facing opposite one another, and they expand out. And then I reel them back into the center and switch my weight, in my case, to the right side. My belly button turns to the left, and I expand with the inhale. And, of course, contract with the exhale. Meal the dog is over here lying on her little blanket. It reminds me of like that. I think there's a Norman Rockwell photo where the dog is like looking at the kid, waiting for the kid to finish his homework so they can go out and play, you know, and the dog's just sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting. Yeah, that's what we got right here. Not that anyone's ever accused me of having a Norman Rockwell lifestyle, but I got the dog part down. I got the dog part down real good. Okay. Honestly, I don't think anybody's ever had a Norman Rockwell style lifetime. Which is why that's popular, right? Okay. What's next? What's next, right? We did dancing starfish. We go into washing the hair, right? Again, opening. Keep a knee above the feet, drop the chin, wrap, and practice folding in the quad a few times and opening in the quad, this area, just to get that central motion of this one, this number 6, washing the hair. Get the central motion of it here. Good. So you will literally feel the abdomen squeeze on one side of the hand and the thigh on the other. There we go. Yeah. Then we extend the hands, arms, which is really not accurate. What we want to do is feel expansion. I want to feel pressure from the inside, intention coming, flowing, taking it out. And then I reel it back in with energy coming into the eyes, traveling down through the optic nerve to the back of the head. Now drop your mind into the midsection to squeeze the liver gallbladder area as you fold. And then rotate shoulder blades. The entire arm rotates, palm up, come up, palm to the eye, mind traveling in, down the nerve, circling the ear. Mind drops into the midsection, exhaling on the way down. Inhale on the way up. Really letting it all come from the center of the body. Come and go from the center of the body, right here. I got a joke to tell you, but I don't know if I can tell you. It's pretty good though. But hold on. I'll tell it to you. You'll laugh for sure. Which leads us into number 7, the giant clam, right? Okay, so we slide to one side. This stool's kind of odd, so I just have to figure out how I'm going to do this. Really like to have both feet on the ground. Actually, I'm going to stand up. No, we'll sit down so you can see how to do it. Here. Mel, just shut up and do it. You can just see if that helps. Yeah. You can see this area right here opening. That pushes the thigh and knee back. Of course, this expansion through here, quad, bird's nest. That's what's opening and closing. you really want to feel the muscles along the front of the spine, deep in the body, opening, closing, lifting from deep inside. When we do number 8, you'll be working with the muscles on the outside of the spine. This is one of the tricks to get rid of back pain and to prevent it, is learn to feel those deep muscles inside the body for rising, right? And use those back muscles for descending. So what happens is people get in this position and they use primarily these muscles back here. They pull on their shoulder and they use these muscles and they hurt their spine. What you want to do is use the muscles inside here and lift from in here. So the leg power will come through the center of the body lifting, and you don't strain the spine itself, you see. So people without any training start to use, especially when they're younger, use their spine like a crowbar. And then the problem is when you're older, your spine looks like a rusty old crowbar, you know, so we don't want to do that. One thing I've learned in life, you pretty much wind up buying what you went shopping for, you know what I mean? So watch out what you're looking for. It's like the skateboard story again, right? The guys want speed, adventure, thrills, chills, and spills. And then when you get that, you realize what you purchased is maybe not what you were shopping for. Yeah, in other words, having fun, but... And most kids, most people instinctively know where the limit is and they don't go crazy. But, our culture holds up the daredevil and the fanatic and the extremist as a role model over and over again. In all fields of endeavor, we always look to the nut job to be our leader. Did I say that we always look to the nut job to be our leader? Did I just say that out loud? All right. I'm just double checking because I damn sure wanted to say it out loud, okay? So, yeah. So the answer would be to have a moderate person as president, right? Someone who's uniting the extremes and blah, blah, blah. But everybody likes the excitement of a good fight. I guess a boxing match shows you the whole thing. There's very few people crazy enough to get in the ring. There's tons of people that will pay to watch it. So maybe be one of the spectators with that kind of stuff. And don't try to copy that. Number 8, here we go. Now you can definitely feel the back side of the spine, the outside, the dorsal side. Doing the work here, getting the flex. Exact opposite of number 7, right? Good. Good. Now this one we inhale as we relax downward, laying the spine round like a tortoise shell, and then back to straight. Rounding, going to straight. Good. Inhale as it rounds and you descend. Of course, exhale, coming back to straight. Now start turning the steering wheel. Just let one side drop and do it again. You'll feel that stretch, expansion, pressure change. Its path, its pattern, its influence through the back. Good. Good. And relax. Separating the shoulders, dropping the shoulder blades, the arms move away from the body, shoulder blades drop, and I'm leveraging the arms upwards. You see how the shoulder itself stays down, coming into the top. head, dropping the energy from head to toe. Next time, take your mind above your head and drop it. Ha ha ha. Woo! Every once in a while, an area opens up, and it just makes me laugh. It feels like I'm being tickled, literally. It's just such a release, such a relief. Yeah. Sometimes when that happens, I make up an excuse as to why I'm laughing, you know, like, oh, I thought of this, or, you know, da, da. But it's really just a feeling that of letting that tension go. It makes me laugh. Whew, very good. Okay, so, not too much ado, right? We didn't do too much fine points. Kind of got started with the circles, went through the 8. So now, you know, there's a fork in the road. You could do a multitude of things. Oh my gosh, it's already almost 1 hour. So let's do a little dissolving, but we won't make a big deal out of it, okay? So kind of a mini dissolving. Check your posture. Make all the adjustments. Feet straight. Open the back of the knee. Tucking tailbone so you get square on the sitting points. Lower back straight. Chest soft, coming inward. Shoulders come forward a little bit. Bird nest shows up. Chin drops. Move the head back. Float the head up. And that's just to get ready to start, right? Now, after making all those adjustments, you feel tension in the body, so relax. And to make sure we get it all, start relaxing the space above your head. Then relax your head, right? The eyes, the ears, the jaw, the tongue. Relax the neck, shoulders, chest, upper back. Relax the midriff area, mid-back, lower back, abdomen, hips. Continue down, relax the legs and knees. Lower leg, ankle, foot. So just go back to the top again, about a foot above your head, and just scan downward, releasing all tension, all tightness. And if anywhere feels strong, relax it. If it feels compressed, try to let it open. Decompress. Now, the speed at which you do this will determine how deep and how permanent the results are. So we're not going for a very deep experience today. Just scanning from above the head. And the feeling, of course, we're going for is melting, softening. We always use that analogy of ice melting and transforming into liquid water. And then when you scan all the way down and through the body and get to the feet, into the ground, you just return to the space above the head and do it again. Now, you were talking about getting that good feeling in that sore shoulder. So that's usually a matter of going a little slower, pausing, and when you feel the resistance in any area, let's say you have a sore shoulder, sore hip, whatever, sore knee, when your mind comes through that area, you're going to feel the problem, and you're going to feel like you can't really relax it to the same degree that you do on the other side that has no problem. So it's almost like that area stays a little bit frozen, right? So what we need to do is put the mind as it's coming down, when it stops and hits an area that's traumatized or blocked, you let the mind just kind of sit there, almost like it was a heating pad or a hair dryer, and it's gently just staying there until that area releases and melts, you see? Can you feel that? So your mind will find the blockage, And then we kind of pause, and I always say like a hen sitting on an egg. You just let the mind sit on that problem area until it starts to soften, and it's almost like a trap door melts open, and your mind will then continue down until you find the next area that's stuck or blocked or strong or whatever. So like using a strainer, the same kind of thing, you know what I mean? As they're coming down, the strainer is hitting blockages, and it won't continue until they get small enough to where the mind can go through. And then by definition, you'll be breaking up the tension area, you see. So right now, go to the top of your head and scan down and just come into the shoulder neck area there. And just park your mind and just start to keep it there and feel it start to soften, melt, and relent. And that's when you can start feeling that, the tendrils of it and the, you know, where the tension is in the body and where its epicenter is and all that. And the feeling you're looking for that you enjoyed last time is when you actually start to get that to soften and let go. You can feel it literally move to the positive from that stuck condition. So you're starting to get there now, right? You can start to feel it. A good feeling comes in there, like a warming, or it's, yeah. And see, you found the spot. You started to make that happen as you hold your mind there, and you can increase it. See, you do it with your mind. Your mind is causing the energy to go there and to change. Yeah, literally. And you know what's funny? Like you say, oh, I need a witness. Well, you see the same thing in church type stuff, right? I mean, you could sit home and sing. You could sit home and sing gospel tunes by yourself, but the energy level's here. You go to the church and start singing a gospel hymn. Whoa, everybody's going nuts, right? You know, because there's more energy, right? So when you're working in a group or you're working with your teacher, it's like it says in the Bible, anytime two or more are gathered together for the same purpose, right? Bam, more energy. So this is literally a spiritual purpose in the sense that we're trying to show the dominion of the mind over matter. And your mind can bring that energy in and change your physical matter. It's a little mini miracle, honestly, you know. So that's how it quickly goes into the non-physical realm, you know. And that's how it is. We got the physical, then we got the energy, then we got the emotional energy, the mental energy, and then we have, you know, we got our karma, we got cosmic energy. And humans are used to dealing with physical energy, emotional energy, mental energy, but we can extend beyond that. And that's basically when you find a block or a glitch in your body and you start healing it with your mind, now you're going into the metaphysics of the whole scene, right? So you can do it any time. Once you find it and learn how to do it, you can do it on your own. You may notice it's more vivid in a group or with your teacher, but point is, you're doing both. Practice it on your own, come do it, you know, with the group. Do it on your own, do it with the group. You learn different things, and hopefully this gives you more confidence today now to sometime later today, you know, whether it's in the lounge chair or sitting up, I'm going to see if I can get that going, you know, and you will. You'll get it going, you know. So very good. Good work. Good work.